Right, folks, arrested? I would hope so. I haven't moved. It's been 30 minutes and I haven't moved. Anyway, when we last talked about NXT Halloween Havoc, it was the ambulance match. And we go from that to Fraxium. And actually, they're kind of... Axiom wants to tell Nathan Fraser's ear how he likes to get them in trouble. But I don't mind because it's something that you do and I'm okay with it. And, Randy Orton said you like it and all that. He then starts to say, and you're this, and you're that. And they get angry. I think at the end he sort of said, and you tell me what to do because you always do, or something like that. And they leave. They're not very happy together. It's a shame, this, because they are a really good tag team. And I don't want to see that sort of, Fraxium, a Fractious. Maybe they could call him that. And here's Ava. Yeah. Apparently, William Regal is going to be in the corner of Lexis King, not Charlie Dempsey. Yeah. In the Heritage Cup match on Tuesday. It's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday this week, isn't it? Yeah. Because there's a family thing. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. What we need is a great big melting pot. There'll be long hours. Anyway, that's my impression. And Kalani Jordan is facing a gauntlet. Apparently what happened was they spun the window. That's what Vic says. They spun the window. They spun the wheel. They were able to look through the window. I don't know what he's talking about. I've no idea. But they also say they chose a gauntlet match, which wasn't even on the wheel. Well, how did that work then? They also say later on Kalani Jordan didn't know about this until she got here. Well, surely the top brass, they must hate her if they're saying, well, yeah, a gauntlet match that we didn't know was going to happen. And go on, yeah, you should do it. It's all a Fatal Influence. So it's Jasmine Nix first. It's for a belt. And the crowd seem to like Jordan. I have no idea why. No idea why. She's just a basic babyface for me. Although in this match, she showcases some talent, which is good. So, you know that Jasmine Nix is not going to win this. Gets an arm wringer. There's lots of good mat work, actually. Nice moonsault from Jordan off the apron. And then a Jasmine Nix basement bulldog and a fisherman suplex. That's lovely. And a kind of angle slam. So really define it. And a 450 for the pin, which brings in JC Jane. Nice Jordan corkscrew over the top. And then Jordan's in the Tree of Woe and Jane gets a cannonball, a nasty kick, a huge knee. And then when she's out of the Tree of Woe, you can't do this when she's in the Tree of Woe. Would be interesting to see, though, a running neck breaker. There's a sudden pin from Jordan with a bridge. And that's it. Gets the pin. And Jane smacks her afterwards. Fallon Henley comes in. Nice guillotine leg drop from JC Jane. And a kind of nice running back elbow from, not JC Jane, from Kalani Jordan. JC Jane's gone now, Steve. Well, actually, still there. Just bear with me a minute. A nasty blockbuster from Fallon Henley. And a split-legged X Factor. I love that she does that. Then a moonsault. Out comes Jasmine Nix with a distraction, which gives time for a Henley kick. Then out comes JC Jane. And then she tries for the moonsault, the 450 should I say, tastes the knees, and Fallon Henley gets the pin. And it's not even there for Kalani Jordan. It's not there to celebrate the North American Women's Championship, which doesn't seem to be important anymore, because it's there to bring out Zarya from Australia, who takes them all out, not for frosted milkshakes or pizza, beats them up, and that's it. Zarya's here. Yeah, well, you did just see a title change hands, so maybe you should talk about Kalani Jordan losing it and Fallon Henley winning it. No, just Zarya. Okay, right. Ridge is in to talk to Bubba. Who is the bloke who's doing the interview? He must be somebody famous. I didn't notice, and I could watch it again, but I can't be bothered. So he doesn't pick up the microphone. He's still holding it by his waistline. Why is nobody telling him in his earpiece? You've got to put the microphone near Ridge's mouth so that he can actually be heard. He can't be heard very much. Bubba can be, but Bubba says you did this in the come on by the pay-per-view, or not pay-per-view, watch the PLE thing. the warm-up show. He did it then, I let it go. 2 is too many, and that's it. Don't never do this again. So, you know something's going to happen later, don't you? And here's your main event. Whoomp, that trick, whoomp, that trick, it's especially bad today, whoomp, that trick, it's all over the place. Trick, whoomp, that, yeah, I like it. What? It's terrible, Booker. Stop it. I mean, Layla Gray just released a kind of commercial rap track. It's called Baddie. Have a look at that. That's what rapping can be. It's not particularly good, but it's better than what you're doing. But then, blimey, I mean, even the Insane Clown Posse are better than what you're doing. That's saying something. Right, this is the Devil's Playground match. Down comes Trick in with a top hat and a cane, and we have to be told by Vic, he's Willy Wonka. He's Trick Wonka. He's not though, is he? Because he's got the golden ticket, you see. He's got the championship round his waist. He's got the championship round his waist. And will he have it at the end of the match? Yes, he will. Oh, it's a spoiler. Never mind. So anyway, Falls Count Anywhere and anything goes. Only it doesn't, as you'll find out later. Right. He said, sniffing up to make sure that he's got enough air to carry on with this. It's the last bit, the last bit. So, we've got some pumpkin work here, in that a pumpkin is at ringside. The crowd love it. They know something needs to happen. And what happens is, it is put on Ethan Page's head. So not as a hat, the whole thing's over his face. I love that. Love it. There's a ladder out and a chair. Trick sends Page into the crowd. They fight up the aisle. Then they come back and Page's back dropped onto a trash can. It's not really very exciting considering what's happened before. It should be the most exciting match on the card, and it just isn't. It doesn't deliver really. You've got a nasty Page DDT. Just playing with my cat here, Zuzu, who's lovely. On the outside, and a sidewalk slam through a chair, which I have to say, Trick doesn't half oversell it. He's like, yeah, it's a bit nasty. Then there's a Trick DDT, kicks and a face buster. Then he gets the what's it called? The trick shot, the knee. Page gets his foot on the ropes, and I think they say that there shouldn't be a rope break, but there is, or something happens. I thought, well, it looks like a bit of a blown move to me. I can't quite work it out. But anyway, then Page brings some nuts and bolts in. It's the nuts and bolts they use for the ring. It isn't. Just some nuts and bolts in a velvet bag. It's not as exciting as having thumbtacks or having, something like, I don't know, some, building block bricks. I'm not going to say the company name, that sort of thing, nothing like that. Of course, Page wants to dump Trick onto them, and he gets neck breaker onto them. Yeah. Then Page climbs the ring steps, and just to get, there's only 2 steps, but he gets the Ego's Edge onto the announce tape, which we've seen many, many times. And just getting those 2 extra steps doesn't really mean anything. It's not great, to be honest. Then they're teasing Trick being injured, and the referee and the medic are keeping Page away. Well, it's anything goes. Falls Count Anywhere, so he could pin him, and anything goes. So anything can happen. Except you can't have this, because he's injured, so we can't really... It's special treatment, I tells you, for your champion. Special treatment. Anyway, it continues. Trick, I want to continue. I'm so ill and injured. He slammed on the steps. He misses then getting sandwiched between 2 sets of steps. Gets a urinagi on the steps from or the rock bottom, if you like, or the bookend. Vic mentioned, I'd forgotten all about that. On the steps, there's a Page low blow. And the whole thing is that Trick is saying you can't go as deep into hell as I am, or, as I want to. So Trick gives him a low blow immediately after, and sort of twist the fist round where the nads are, just to kind of twist them and, do damage to the scrotal area, I suppose. A sacking, a different kind of sacking that you get in American football, or football if you're in America, and that He grinds it in. Then he smacks Page with the steps, gets the trick shot, and that's the pin. It's a real meh. In comes Ridge Holland. Booker T's so excited he tells us ducky ducky quack quack. I hate that, Booker. Really hate it. It just brings... It's supposed to be exciting. And you... Ducky ducky quack quack. It's not exciting, Booker. That's not exciting. You get me? And they argue, but then they work together. And who comes in? Bubba Ray. Because Trick can't do it on his own. He needs someone to help him. And Booker says, get behind me, get behind me. As if he's protecting him. So Booker looks like a fool. And that's the way it's going to go, folks. It was a good Halloween Havoc. It wasn't great, but it was good. There wasn't much that was egregious, and I thought, oh, God, I wouldn't do that. There's a little bit of it, but that main event just didn't catch fire at all. And hopefully this will be... I think Ridge will be the next #1 contender, won't he? But will that work for Trick? No. A champion is defined by their opponents, really. And not saying you should get Zeus back or someone playing him or anything like that. But Zeus! But Rich Holland, is that the best you can do? Ta-ta.